Hello, hello. Welcome to Heartstrings Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Today we have some special guests. Guests, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name's Jessica.
Hey, everybody. My name is Caliche.
All right. So we brought in Caliche and Jessica because, they've been friends for a while and, they're a happy couple from what we can see. We attended we attended your wedding. So it was a really good wedding. So, based on our experience, we wanted to bring you guys on and kind of see how you guys started and of course the wedding process and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So one of my first questions that one of the first questions that I had is how did you guys meet? That was of course the first question I have.
You want to take this one?
Yeah. So it's pretty millennial. We met on Instagram.
Nice.
He slid into my DMs.
Nice.
And we were both single, so we were just out going out, and he saw one of my pictures, and we have a mutual friend that I've known since my childhood. So I kind of asked her about him, do you know who this is? And she was like, yeah. I think it was Helms. Did you go to Helms?
Helms.
With Downer, I think.
No, Downer.
With Selene, my
Correct.
friend. Yeah, so
I know who that is.
Selene.
yeah,
We
so
went to school
I grew
together.
up with her, and so I asked her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I remember him." And I was like, "Is he cool?" She was like, "Yeah, he's cool." So I was like, "All right, I guess I'll talk to him." And she was like, "Yeah, he's cool." I only knew him for a couple years, and then you guys kind of did your own thing when you went to Richmond High. But that's how we met, and we just started talking, and led to a date.
All right.
And the rest is history.
Nice.
So what was the first date at?
It was at the Elephant Bar.
Yeah.
Nice. And what year was this?
This was...
It was after high school for sure.
oh,
right?
it was 2014.
Yeah,
okay.
2014.
2014.
Yeah.
She told me to pick her up.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what you mean?
What you mean?
So picked her up, and I knew it was sketchy. From the corner, I saw somebody peeking out of a window.
Her parents.
Yeah, my mom and Selene. I was like, "Hey, record."
You better bring her back home safe.
Yeah.
So I knew somebody was watching.
Uh.
And next thing you know, I see her walk out, but then I saw shadows coming out. And so pretty much she got in the car. I was like, getting in a car with a stranger. I was like, okay.
Do you remember the first thing I said to you when I got in your car?
No, I think you said something like, "Hey, it's you," or something. It was something, or what did I say?
I said, "Oh, my brother had this car."
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah,
And then pretty much show out to.
It's funny how you guys you're saying that you guys met through social media, because we were just talking to my cousin. We had a conversation with him, and he was talking about the struggles with using dating apps and the new way of dating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, not just because of COVID, but just in general, before that, people are meeting each other through dating apps and social media. But this is a success story, and
Yeah.
it worked out.
It's crazy though, because I never really even thought about it like that. You know, because it was just I knew somebody knew who he was. He wasn't a complete stranger. So I can only imagine what it would be like if it was a blind date that you just met, I don't know, on Tinder or something.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be down for that.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you got to be like, hey, who's this guy?
Yeah.
You know him? Is he cool?
Yeah.
I had a background check.
Yeah, for real. She really did. Though.
That's good.
Yeah. So how was the first date? Did it go? Obviously it had to go okay, right? You guys are here, but
So the first day was actually kind of fun. So we picked her up. She had just gotten home from work, had chaperones kind of walk her out, and she got in the car. We drove to Emeryville, the Elephant Bar. It's no longer there, but we drove there. We had I think we had a couple of drinks, some appetizers. I'm not sure if we had dinner, but did we have dinner?
I think so. I just remember some really tall beers.
Yeah, I had to get her drunk.
But that's kind of how your guys' relationship is, because I see you guys go to breweries a lot
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's you guys are
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah, we are.
Well, it's more of now these days. We have Turbo, and he's pretty much with us, so
Turbo's our Boston Terrier.
So they we just go to places where we could all hang out.
Yeah.
But
You
as
can
far
take him.
but as far as that, I love beer.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
so, but I mean, I drink responsibly.
So that day you didn't though.
No, I think I only drank the
We
one.
just had that one big beer.
Yeah, we had a big beer or two or three.
Or 4 or 5.
Responsibly.
It's kind of blurry. I don't really know.
And then from there, it was pretty much what we called it a night, and we drove back to drop you off, or did we do anything?
Oh no! Remember we went to Grizzly Peak?
Oh, my
And I
God.
like
Nice.
almost got him in a fight with someone.
El peleonero.
Oh no, I was gonna get assaulted for her.
What happened?
So we were just hanging out, and it was actually a clear night. So the view was just nice. It was like you get off your car, you're able to see the entire Bay Area. It was just one of those nights. It was beautiful. So she was getting off the car, and I don't know if you know one of those things about Camaros. It was like they have like super big doors. So you open the door, and it's like damn near half of the car.
Oh, yeah,
opens.
yeah.
So I think she underestimated the door size. She's thinking it was like an average, regular small car door, and like it hit some guy on the side, and I think the guy was busy, So he got out of the car pissed, and I was like, okay. I was like, sorry, bro. I was like, I mean, it happened. Like, what you want to do now? And then he was like, pretty much like, whatever. He got in his car back, but he was pissed about it, and we just kind of like, okay, this might not be for us to be here today. So we got back in the car and drove away.
And that was on your first date.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's when I knew because I was like, I wonder if he's gonna be pissed that I like messed up his door because Camaro and it's
Yeah.
all fancy.
Yeah.
And he was all well. He was chill. I don't know how he felt inside, but he was like, no, don't worry about it. It's cool. And I was like, all right.
Well, the car was a 2000, so I really didn't care. I had another ding. Come on, it's another collection to it.
Is that how you really felt?
Yeah, honestly, I did. It was I look at material and I don't worry about it.
Yeah. That's what's up.
That's good. Yeah. Sounds
So-
like it was a good date.
Yeah, it does. So when you picked her up, how were you feeling about it? Were you nervous?
Well, first of all, I hadn't been dating for a very long time,
Yeah.
so Graciela knows this about me, but a lot of people take me for a joke. So a lot of girls like, oh, whatever. We're not going to give that guy a chance. So being taken serious for once was different for me.
Yeah.
So I was being taken serious. So I was like, damn, how do I behave? But like, what do I do, man? So
You are kind of like the jokester. Like that's probably something. I don't know if you saw that in him. Like the first time
Yeah.
you guys like
We
Had
met.
your first date?
No, he's for sure the jokester and still is.
yeah,
Like,
he's a
that's-
funny dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And so it didn't, I don't know. It felt weird being taken serious for once. So I was like, I'm best behavior, man. Put on my 3-piece suit.
Yeah.
I just went out there. But it was weird. It was hard for me getting there because I honestly, the entire day, I was just thinking about it. Like, I'm being taken serious. Like, how do I act,
Yeah.
Good.
How was it for you?
I was nervous.
Yeah.
You probably don't know this, but I like chugged a buzz ball before we went on our date. I was like, Selene, I'm nervous. What do I do? She's like, let's go get a buzz ball to calm you down. I was like, all right. And then that did. And then I was chill after that. No, but I just felt like we had a really good conversation. It was never awkward. And like we always had something to talk about. And like, I went to college in LA, so I was gone for like 4 years, and I had just moved back with my parents.
Okay.
So, I didn't really know anybody here other than my childhood friends. So it was good just to get to know someone that you had never really heard about or knew about. Because, Richmond's small, and you like know of people or you've heard of stories. But no, I didn't know nothing about them. It was like a clean slate. So it was nice to get to know them.
All right. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So after the first date, what was like the conclusion? Of course, you guys started, kept talking, but how did you feel? Like who texted who first after that, or called?
Who made the first move?
Yeah, who made the first move after that?
You remember?
I think I gave her the 72-hour wait. It was probably me.
Yeah.
I think I said, it was a good date, and hopefully, she was interested in doing it again. And I think that, a couple of days later, we followed up again and went out to eat.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. So, who asked the question?
About what question?
Boyfriend, girlfriend, like official thing.
I think that was me.
Yeah.
Yep.
How'd that happen?
April 12th, 2014. It was outside of
It was Talasa.
Talasa. You guys remember Talasa?
It's a bar, right?
A bar in Berkeley.
It was like a pool hall. It's no longer there.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah.
Yeah, he right before we went in, he was like, "I have a question for you." And I was like, "Oh God, what?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to be my girlfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah."
But you guys have been hanging out for a little while.
Yeah, we had been hanging out. It's probably what, a month and a half.
Probably like a month.
Yeah, month and a half. We were hanging out.
Okay.
I kept passing every test. You know, the odds were against me, but I made it.
That's what's up.
So fast forward to like now, just like, are there anything that you guys had to like overcome, like, you know, anything? Because you guys, I mean, you know, me and him, we're not always like, we can't always meet eye to eye. You know, is there anything that you guys had to like go through or like, you know, overcome to like get to where you're at?
I mean, I think as far as like serious conversations, we pretty like we see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. Like we could like sit down and kind of talk things out. I think for us, it's overcoming like the petty shit, just like things that don't really matter. Just like, can we sweep the house before we go? No, let's do it when we leave, when we come back. And I'm like, but we could do it right now. Like little stuff like that, you know? And it's like, we both kind of have like that pride with like, no, I want to be right. No, you should be right. And then but then after like, I don't know, half an hour, we're like over it. But I mean, I would say that's kind of the little things.
Yeah, I think I would be on board.
Yeah. Who's always right?
I am.
I'm always right.
All right. So did that get in between? Did that cause any major fights, or was it just like petty stuff, and then you just kind of move forward from that?
I mean, honestly, like big fights, being completely honest, I would say that we haven't had a big fight in a while, but it's like small fights, things that like, you know, irk her, or like you know, she catches me on the wrong time, you know, that we have like our little snap ins and outs. But other than that, like anything crazy, unless you remember anything, but I'm pretty straight, you know. I'm a lay at home. And you know, in my private life, I'm a pretty laid back person. Out in public, you know, I got to put that clown suit on.
Okay, that's what's up. So fast forward, when did you, Caliche, say, okay, like, you know, I think this is going to the next level, you know, and pop the question?
Well, I mean, I knew it for a while.
Yeah.
I think that hanging out with her, it was like, you know, somebody giving me a clean slate. You know, it was somebody that didn't know a lot of background on me. You know, not that I'd done a lot of things, but, you know, somebody that didn't know that I was just like a fuck around, you know, like someone that, you know, they didn't have like people behind her like, oh, you're dating that guy, I fucking know that guy, and that guy is like done this, done that, you know, he's a fool. And just knowing that, you know, I was coming into a clean slate, I went there, you know, head on, and, you know, tried to do things the right way, and like felt accepting, and at the same time, you know, I was able to display, you know, my personality slowly by slowly, and, you know, she didn't really mind it, so, you know, we started clicking more and more and more. But for me, it was like, you know, I always appreciated that she was like a family oriented person, and, you know, had a good heart. You know, always try to, you know, we had a lot of the same, you know, like visions, you know, like hangouts, like hobbies, you know, like watch boxing, you know, hang out. She didn't like soccer then. I don't think she likes soccer now.
Yeah.
But during the World Cup, she likes it. So that's
Hey,
why.
that's me too.
Yeah, so
Only the World Cup.
But I mean, just personality wise, you know, we got along really good, you know, and it didn't have drama involved, honestly. And you know, I hate drama, so having somebody, you know, come along, you know, just being a free spirit, that led you know, it went down the right way. And,
That's
you know,
beautiful.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So now that like, you know, like you got to hear from him, like the things that he's talking about, it sounds like he was kind of insecure about the things that maybe he'd done in the past. Or how did you feel about that? Like finding out that, like, you know, he's...
Yeah, I mean, like he said, I didn't know anything about him, so I just took him, you know, based off what I was learning from him. But yeah, like I think a couple years we went to his high school reunion at East Brothers, and like everybody's like Caliche, like like come sign my shirt, you know. It's like, and I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, who is this person? But yeah, like little stories he'll tell me here
This
and
guy I
there.
never heard about.
I know. I was like, were you really like the class clown? He was like, yeah, dude.
I think you were even in the yearbook as a class clown, right?
Yeah.
It was Marcos Jimenez, but
Oh.
I didn't make it in. I cannot disclose the name, but I was told I was going to be the class pest. Unless you guys
What
really
the
want
hell?
to, I'll drop the name. You tell me.
Drop it, bro.
Nah,
No, okay, no.
you got to take it. Michelle Obama said it: when they go low, you go high, man. Just let
true.
it go, man. Let
Yeah.
it go.
So to me, I was just like, oh, okay, I probably wouldn't have liked you if I went to high school with you because I was the complete opposite. I was like super shy, really quiet. I was all about books and getting straight A's in school. And yeah, so we probably wouldn't have clicked then.
Yeah.
But fate brought us together. But no, it's nice to hear those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good experience getting to know you, and I don't think I regret it. At least
You better not.
I have a question.
Go.
Do you guys have plans of starting a family?
We do. I just feel like we really just want to focus on our relationship first for a couple more years. And like, I think COVID kind of stopped that for a lot of us. Like we basically took 1 year off from living life. So we want to travel a little bit more and kind of just, you know, spend that time with each other before, you know, our whole world's changed with something else. But no, I think eventually we'll get there. We're in no rush.
Yeah, that's what's up.
40,
I think I agree with that.
yeah.
I think for me, a couple more years, I think I'll be ready. But definitely, you know, I see a family, you know, in the near future.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you guys talked about it, of course, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like we both don't really want a big family either. Like I think 1, 2 is probably max and that's it.
He's like, oh, we got to talk about that. No.
Nah, it's coming. It's coming, but I don't think anytime. Maybe within the maybe year or two. You know,
Yeah, it makes sense.
3. You know, just if it comes, it comes. You know, it could be tomorrow. You know, who knows?
Yeah, that's true though. I mean, it makes sense. Like, you know, just kind of like enjoying, like, you know, right now going and traveling. You know, it makes it harder. Not impossible when you have kids, of course, but you know, now that you have the freedom now, it'll be a little easier to do those things. You know. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a smart move.
Yeah, that and also, you know, just setting a stepping stone like you guys did it. You know, you guys have your house. You know, you guys have like the foundation. You know, and like we don't have that. You know, we're in like a 1-bedroom apartment. You know, we just want to. I guess like one thing that I personally would like is just having being able to, you know, have the room. You know, maybe expand and just kind of have my feet set a little bit more.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, one of the things that we've talked about and that I've learned personally is like it's not like a race, you know, because like when we started, like we had Aiden, we were like, you know, we were young,
20.
we were 20, you know, we were broke, you know, so it's like how we got out of a situation like with a lot of work and time, you know, we eventually got, you know, our own place, or even though it was a little studio. We got there and then our own apartment, and, you know, of course not where we are, but it's always like, you know, it's work, you know, it's work. And, not a lot of people, like, you know, social media wise speaking, like they see like, oh, you know, they have like things get together, like, you know, it's more than that. So, you know, don't feel, I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying like, you know, it's not always like, you know, oh, things have to be like a certain way. Sometimes you just kind of have to like wing it out. And we've gotten like a lot of pushes. So like along, you know, since we've been together, we've gotten pushes like we're like, oh, we're not ready for that. And no, we're, you know,
It's like, no, you got to do it.
You
Go.
can do it, just, you know, and that's life. Sometimes like, you know, we've, when we had a studio, they asked for the studio, you know, like, oh, how are we going to do it now? We can't afford a 1-bedroom apartment. Like, yeah, we could, we just needed that little push, you know? So it's just things like that, you know, just don't be
Just
scared.
needed to believe in ourselves.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I've known you guys for a while, and you know, you guys are definitely, you know, people that, you know, I look at you guys and, you know, I see a happy couple, and, you know, I've been happy for you guys, always been rooting for you guys, and, you know, you guys always been motivation. If anything, you know, I've always seen you, Mario, as a hardworking person. You know, I know where you come from. Same with Graciela, you know, I nothing but respect at the end of the day.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you, bro. You know, and it's funny that you mentioned this earlier when you were like kind of talking about how she knew you and how other people knew you. Like I knew you like the Caliche from Richmond High. You know,
Can we talk about that? How do you guys know each other?
you know, they know from
Well,
way
I know
back
him
then.
from 4th grade.
I know him. I want to say sophomore year, and he was the class clown. I'm like, I can't stand this guy. You know, he's just like, yeah, cause a guy. No, but it's like, you know, he was the class clown. You know, and I think we started like really being cool towards like the end of junior year, going into senior year, and that's when I really got to know him. Like, you know, like he's actually pretty cool, but. You know, that's how I knew him, the class clown. But one thing that I've noticed, like after high school, is when we would text, when we got each other's number, he would tell me things like that. It was just like very down to earth, and like, you know, like, and I had sensed that, like, you know, he's not just a class clown. He's like, you know, an honest and very like
Cool dude.
yeah, like he would say things even like hey, you know, I'm here for you, things like that, little small things. The way he would say them, it was like, oh, okay, like, you know. He's more than just a class clown. This guy is, you know, legitimately a cool ass person. And you can just sense it. Honestly, even if it was through a text, you can just sense it. That you know, like okay.
Yeah, well, I didn't think Mario liked me for the longest.
Well, he just said he
No, but I'm not debating him. Yeah. So this is when I knew that Mario kind of decently liked me. All right, and it's going into a story now. I'm not going to throw off the podcast or your schedule, but after that, you guys can take it back.
That's fine.
So,
Yeah, go for it, bro. Yeah.
For the longest, I didn't know Mario liked me. You know, I thought Mario hated me. You know, and one day they were going out to lunch. It was Mario and a couple other dudes going out to lunch. And I remember I saw Mario. I was like, "Hey man, let me go to lunch with you guys." And he used to drive a trooper.
Yeah.
A black trooper.
A black trooper.
It was like the pimp my ride of the school. Everybody wanted to get in there. He would leave every day for lunch. You'll see Mario just driving out, going to McDonald's, coming back in and out, just having like the best meals out there. So that one time I caught Mario, and I don't even know how I got in his car, but I got in his car and we're driving down San Palo Avenue, and two girls are going at it on the side of the street.
I remember that.
They're like literally fighting on the side of the street, and Mario gets to the red light. Mario never knew the girls. I was there, and the girl's like, "Hey, let me in. We're going to Kennedy." Dude, we were already like 10 people in that thing.
It was fagged.
So we threw them in and we went to go drop them at Kennedy.
Oh my
but like
gosh.
it was like one of the best days in high school for me.
It was an adventure.
Is that
Yeah,
when you
well.
got your card to be his friend?
Nah, I didn't think he liked me, you know.
So he let me in.
But he like let me in, and I was like, okay. It's like sliding in your DMs. Like,
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, I remember that. And you know, it's a funny story. I remember, I might be wrong, but I remember we went to Jamba Juice once, and then it was like the end of the year, and I remember middle college had stopped going to school.
I remember.
Their year was over, and we were still in school, and we ended up going to a Jamba Juice, and a cop approaches us and like, oh no, we're from middle college, you know, they're out of school, so you know, we're just chilling. And then this guy is like, oh, we're just in lunch, we're gonna go back now, we have a pre-period. And the cop just looks at me and is like, you guys gotta go now, or I'm gonna give you guys a ticket. And it was like, shit, you fucked it up, we gotta go. But I remember like little small things like that. It was like, you know, is you were there. I remember that.
I remember that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but picking up those girls after getting in a fight, like, dude, like.
They just hopped on, didn't even ask, bro. I remember they opened the door and they just went in.
I remember I was in the back of the trooper, like I barely made it, and I was the last person of the trooper. You know, it had like that back door that, you know, it was like one of those things. It didn't like lift. I remember clearly. I think it slided to the side, correct, right?
Yeah, it's to the
so
side.
it slided to the side. Man, I was like, I'm a small guy. I was like, fuck it. He's not leaving me today. I'm going out there, you know.
Yeah, I remember. But yeah, it's funny. But yeah, like that was my impression of you, honestly.
That's funny because I didn't know you guys had like that. It sounds like a close friendship, but I didn't know you guys had that close of a friendship.
Well, I mean, we play soccer in the courts all the time, you know, but I thought he hated me. You know, I would be that guy trying to trip him.
After high school?
No, not after high school. That's when we got in like really good friends after high school.
Saying, that's when I noticed you guys were friends. But like before that, like in high school, because like we started dating senior year in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe I just took him away from everybody because I don't remember him being with anybody.
Yeah,
I don't think he liked me then.
but yeah, I think after high school, definitely we kind of kicked it off, honestly.
Yeah, we've been good.
Yeah.
You know, I check in on you once in a while.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure, you know.
Yeah, and our conversations are usually very like genuine, you know. So it's like, you know, hey, you know, if you need help out, I'm here. You know, little things like that is like it's very genuine, and it's hard to find like friends that are genuine people. And with me in particular, I have a very small inner circle. So my inner circle is like maybe 6 or 10. That's a lot. Maybe 6 or 7, you know, and it's like very close. But the ones I do, like, I genuinely feel like, okay, this person is genuine. That's why he's a part of my inner circle. And you're one of them for sure.
You in my top 3, Mario. I made your top 7. You see that, Jess?
Thank goodness we don't have MySpace anymore.
For real.
He had Steve before me. Well, that was his name, right?
It's the no, it was
Tom?
Tom, bro. That was Tom. That was Tom, bro. No, but yeah. So I mean, yeah, I got to know this guy a lot more. So
Yeah, Mario's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I Mario.
I remember when we were on our search for an apartment, I think you offered like some assistance. Like you offered to help us, like, you know, look, and like, you know, you offered. Yeah, I don't want to say what you offered, but you offered to help us out with it. Yeah, so that just kind of shows like your character and like.
Well, it goes both ways. I mean, like knowing that Mario's very much like me. Mm-hmm. That's something I could tell you directly. Like Mario is, if he knows that you need help, Mario goes out of his way to go to Craigslist and start sending you things like, "Hey, bro, go check this out. Go check this out. Go check that," and start pushing things on you. And I was like, I'm the same person. So, you know, when I found out or something, it might have been during that time, you know, I might have just done the same thing Mario does. But Mario and me have like the same thing. Like we put others before ourselves.
Yeah. I got that from you for sure. Like, you know, even I remember that time with the whole apartment thing. It was like we were all stressed out. We were both stressed out because like, oh shit, we can't afford this. We got to start looking for a place.
Like we didn't have the credit for it.
Yeah, because a lot of places are like, oh, where's your credit? Like, well, we don't have one, you know. We're just starting off
at the time.
Yeah, so it was nice. It was comforting to know that you were trying to help out. Like, you know, even if like it didn't work out, we call, oh, it's booked already, or you know, they're coming to see. Like it felt nice that someone was trying to help out. But yeah, appreciate you for that.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So my next question is, kind of already talked about, you know, about marriage. So how did you plan out how you were going to ask her? And if so, how did you do it?
Yeah.
Well,
I just don't know who wants to go first, so I'll just have to look at her to see.
He asked you the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know, you know, so I was like, okay, you taking it on.
Unless you ask the question, then
No.
it'll be fair.
Nah. So I planned it out ahead of time, way ahead of time. I had we moved, you know, things progressed during our relationship, and we ended up taking the next step of moving in together. And, you know, it was kind of like the biggest test. So I didn't know if it was going to be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks before, you know, one of us wanted to choke each other out. But it turned out just to be like, it worked out, you know, we got along, you know, it was like, we learned each other's boundaries, like things that we didn't like about each other. And we just learned how to respect one another. Mm-hmm. And it just got to the point where, you know, we needed to take the next step. And I remember, you know, we ended up starting a bank account together. But before, you know, I made like my complete transfer of my portion there, I kind of left some money aside because I knew I was going to like ultimately need it down the line. So the day came, you know, and you know, I began looking around and, you know, like went to like 7 different like places looking for a ring. And, you know, it was possibly, you know, the hardest things that I have ever done. Like, honestly, I kid you not, shopping for a ring, you know, I wish I could have just gone in the first time and just walked out with one. You know, I went to like
That's
7.
love.
Yeah.
That's love, though.
I went through. Maybe. So I went to like Shanko's 3 times, and I kept buying a ring, and I didn't like it. You know, I would go home, you know, with like cold sweat and knowing like, man, I didn't like that. You know, I didn't like it. So I'll call and be like, hey, man, I need to cancel. So make me go through the ropes of like talking to 2 or 3 people to cancel. And then so finally, you know, I went to Tiffany's, and I liked one there. And the lady was like, hey, man, you know,
let me give you some advice.
so she like told me like, hey, you know, the same ring you're gonna buy here, you're gonna buy it somewhere else. And she kind of like gave me like the recommendation on where to buy it and stuff. So I was like, I never thought about it, you know. So, you know, that led to that, and I purchased a ring where it was recommended to me because I found the one I really liked. And it was in the back of my mind to like figure out where. So I ultimately like decided like on 2 or 3 locations. And
To propose.
to propose. and I needed help. So I reached out to good old Marlon. You guys were waiting on him, huh? And Marlon's one of those people that he doesn't let you down. Marlon actually is a really cool guy. He doesn't let you down. So I like, hey Marlon, I need you one time, and he was like, what you need? And I told him, and he was like, dude, it's good. He's like, good. Just tell me what you want. So me and Marlon talked out like 2 or 3 different plans, and we decided on one. And then I was like, all right, cool. And then I was like, well, I need this from you. I need that from you. I need this from you for that. So Marlon, he had his whole agenda the entire day.
Yeah.
And I had to get rid of, pretty much like distract her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like that the day of, I had no idea because the plan was to go take Turbo to a dog meet in San Francisco.
That's right.
Because we were training him and we wanted him to like hang out with other Bostons. So I just remember him saying, hey, I got to go get some computers set up at work. And I was like, what? Like, on a Saturday? He was like, yeah, just get ready and get nice. And I was like, to go take the dog to the park? I was like, why? And then he was like, just get nice and, I'll be back. And I didn't even know I thought he was going to go get computers done. But it turned out he went to go ask my parents permission and then get their blessing, which I was like, that when he told me that day, I was like going to cry because I was like, oh my God. I didn't know you would go that far, to do it. And then we ended up going to San Francisco. And then I was like, all right, we'll probably get something to eat and then we'll just come back home. But no, he was like, after we ate, we were like, let's go, down Fisherman's Wharf or something. And I was like, okay. And then he's like, oh, let's go get our faces painted. What are the caricatures? And then I was like, okay, that's weird, but let's go get it. And then finally, and then it was already like 4. And he's like, you want to go to the beach? And I was like, yeah, but I mean, okay. Like, I honestly, I had no idea. Yeah. And then he wanted to go.
You're like, this is all so strange.
I know. And then we walked from one end of the beach, and then he wanted to walk to the whole other side of the beach. And Baker Beach is a long ass beach, and I was like, I'm tired. Like, I don't want to walk anymore. And then he was like, no, let's just keep going. And then I had no idea until like I remember at the side of my eye, I was like, is that Marlon right there? I was like, what is Marlon doing here? And then I just saw a bunch of rose petals, and then once I knew it was all happening. And I was like, oh my God. And it just happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was at Baker Beach.
It was at Baker Beach.
Beach.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. How did you feel?
I was in shock.
Yeah.
Yeah. You? Were you nervous?
I was sweating bullets.
So what if she says no?
Oh man, it was all that. It was the pressure. It was a packed day. It was like, it was busy.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. There was a lot of people.
It was in June, so it was like
it was June.
Yeah, so it was already starting to get warm. So it was a bunch of people, and on a Saturday at like 5, like it was packed. I think there was even like a wedding going on too.
Yeah, there was a party going on in the back.
Yeah. So how was it when you asked her parents for your blessing or the blessing?
Jesus. So I got in touch with her brother, which in the back end he was kind of he sort of knew. He really didn't know everything, but he was like somewhat he was informed that it was happening. So I asked him that day. I was like, hey man, I need you to do me a solid. Can you like tell your parents that I'm gonna come over? I was like, but don't tell them I'm going over, because her parents will bust her. If you tell her parents a day in advance, like. No,
if I was keep a secret.
Yeah, if I would have told her brother a day in advance, and like he would have told her parents, like Jessica, ¿pa qué va a venir Juan Carlos acá?
Yeah, I get it.
So when I got there, it was like they were heading out because they thought she was gonna come. I don't know what was the excuse that he used, to be honest, but he used an excuse basically saying that he was gonna show up there, but when I showed up there instead of him, they were confused, and I was like, oh no, he's not coming, it's me. So we went upstairs again because they were heading out. And then I asked them, and the dad gave me the blessing. The mom was just looking at me like she was like in shock, like just with a blank like look in her eyes, like didn't say nothing. And then like as she processed it, and then she was like, "Okay, está bien."
That's dedication though, because he like thought about that ahead of time. I can't let them know ahead because like they're gonna let her know. She's gonna be suspicious. All right.
Yeah. It worked out. I mean, there's things that I could have done better, but I'm with her. I guess it worked out.
Yeah, you did everything right. It was good.
Yeah, that's what's up. So the wedding, I know we were there for the wedding. It was
Bro, that was a lit ass party.
it was cracking. It was cracking ass party. It was. So how long did it take you to like plan everything out?
To start off, I didn't want to do a party. I wanted nothing to do with a party. But I feel like somewhat I needed to budge. And we agreed on something small. So we agreed that we're gonna throw a party and we're just gonna let it be a party. We didn't want like the traditional stuff, and we try to focus away from that. Even though like I think there was a couple of things that got tied into it, but the wedding process, I was honestly completely checked out. I was helping out with the minor stuff. It was mostly her, taking the lead. Anything that she needed help with, I was there to support. And I never planned a party before, so it was completely brand new to me. I didn't know how to invite people, so I didn't know how to like reserve things. It was new to me, It was just
You guys had a lot of people there.
I know.
Yeah,
and we
lot.
weren't
A lot of people
expecting it. So we thought we were going to get like, 50, 60 people?
honestly, I didn't
Yeah.
think we were gonna get nothing.
Yeah.
But I mean, all the planning and everything, Jessica has to take lead on that one because honestly, I was just the backbone support.
Yeah, no, we, like you said, we didn't want nothing traditional. We kind of wanted it just to be a celebration. So we were like, let's just keep like the whole like reception part small and like the actual wedding, let's just keep it small. I wanted it to be more of like a party. And that's what we ended up doing. But yeah, I was shocked with the people.
Yeah.
I thought no one was going to show up to the ceremony and that everyone was going to show up later for like the partying.
Yeah.
But when we walked in there that day, it was like there weren't even seats for people. I was like, I didn't know people cared that much.
No, I honestly,
yeah.
I didn't expect nobody there, but
We wouldn't have missed it.
Yeah, no.
We had to be there for the ceremony.
Yeah, because when we got the details, you sent it through text, like, oh, it's going to be here. And you told me, like, it's going to be from here, it's going to be the ceremony. But you can come after the ceremony, it'll start, the party will start technically around this time. Like, we're like, no, we're going to be there for the ceremony. We just have to make it.
well, we had invitations and then we went out to dinner. This is a true story. We went out to, I think, to dinner and we actually had physical invitation that we were going to send out. And we left the restaurant and left them behind. And we lost our like physical copy, so we were like, well, what do we do? So that's when we're like, oh well, we're just gonna become just millennials and just send it out by text. but we actually did have like physical copies that we were gonna be dropping off and everything, but it was my mishap that we lost them, and we lost them in Amherst, and we went back the brewery down the street and went back and was like, dude, we didn't see nothing here. And I think somebody took them thinking it was something valuable in there, and not knowing that, it was something that we worked so hard, So after that, we just like, we're not going to make them. We're just going to send them by email, by text and stuff. But, we actually meant to send it to give everybody a physical copy. And I actually got in big trouble for leaving them behind. So let's not.
By who?
I almost got like hung. Dude. I almost got hung. It was my fault though, because so I had the box.
Yeah.
But, we were leaving. And I said, let me grab a crowler to go. So I went, and I remember, I don't know if I left them back there, but I worried so much about the crowler. And I grabbed the crowler and just walked out. And it wasn't until like more than a couple hours later that we're like, dude, what happened? And we're like, oh, crap. So, yeah.
How many was it?
It was like, how many copies you did? It was like probably like a good like 50, 60 invitations we had done.
Yeah.
They're not cheap, huh?
Yeah, no, I bet.
No, and then his sister saved us after that and gave us one of her boxes.
Yeah, we try to physically try to come up on some. We try to do like just the bike kit. What is that, the one we did, the bike kit at Michael's or something?
Yeah, where you build your own.
Yeah, so we try to figure it out. We try to really figure it out. But by then it was kind of like,
it was kind of too late at that point. So I was like, let's just make something on like a flyer or something and just start sending it to people.
So sorry for that, guys.
No, it was good. We still were there, so it was good.
It was crazy. But yeah.
All right. So since you were the one that planned it, what was like the toughest or the hardest thing for you to plan?
Probably just like the decorations. It's like we were trying to keep costs down, and weddings are not cheap. So we were like, okay, let's try to spend as less money as possible because we're trying to we rather use the money towards like a honeymoon or vacation, anything like that, you know. So I think just trying to find nice stuff that was at like on a budget, that was probably the hardest. Like for sure, like the flowers and like the arrangements, all that stuff, like that was probably hard. And then we had to like do it all yourself, right? And so you had to like, I think the night before we stayed up till like 2, 3 in the morning, just like organizing stuff and making arrangements, and my mom was up, and it was just like so stressful. So and then the day of the party, we didn't even eat. Like
I remember you guys told us that.
we didn't even eat anything. We were just like so on and like just trying to be good hosts and make sure everybody was eating, everyone got fed, and we like forgot to eat the whole. It wasn't until like 10 o'clock where my mom was like, Jessica, no has comido, and she gave me like a plate to the side, and I just like scarfed down a salad or something, and but yeah, I was glad it was over, but it was fun. Like it was a really like cool party. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, but addressing the whole planning to the wedding, we visited so many halls. Oh my God,
that was hard.
If I ever start a business, it's gonna be a wedding business, because oh my God, like went to like the Brazilian room, went to like the one over by us.
We even went into like
the Rockefeller,
a mansion too, and like Concord, to go see if we could have like a outside wedding. And yeah, we went to like 10 different places.
You guys had a summer wedding, right?
Yeah, we had our wedding in August, and it was so hot that day.
Yeah, and as far as the building's not the thing that kills you; it's the food, and they want you to use their cater because they wanted somebody with a license, and to get somebody with a one of their caters is per person, so it's like $40 for your plate, $40, and you invite 15 people, and you by then like, damn, I'm already like at $3,000 for food. Yeah. So we were like, we want somewhere where we could feel like people could just like we could just feed everybody, put the food out there.
There's no like limitations.
No
limitation.
Yeah. And so her cousin happens to live in that community in Hilltop Green, and we were like, she was like, well, there's a hall down here, so we could get you. I'll get you the hall. So we were like, for how much? And she was like, I think it was like 400. She was like 400. Was it 400?
I think it was like 4 or 5, something like that.
So
That's
we were
not
like,
bad.
Yeah.
We were like, we'll take it. And then her dad and her brother were like, well, we'll cook. We're like, well,
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
well, we'll take it.
So
then we were like, well, we're going to give people to drink. And I was like, man, fuck it. We're just going to go to Costco and get a shitload of beer. And, we thought about a bartender. We really thought it. I mean, maybe I think that's one of the biggest regrets we have still to this
But
day.
we did have one of your friends came through and bartended.
Okay. But that's certainly not a beer. But I actually, one of those things that I could go back. Cause like I wish I had like a cocktail mixer, two of them, and but I mean, that's a lot of liability also.
Yeah, because during the whole time, there was like 3 different bartenders that gave me drinks. So like what is it? I don't know. They just drink it. It must be good. It's a bartender. So I was drunk that day. I was so drunk. And I just literally like danced it off. Because by the time that
you were.
I was
messed up.
I was messed up,
and then we
bro.
started dancing y se le bajó. That's
but so by the time that we literally were on our way home, I was like, I'm good. I can drive, honestly. Like, I didn't feel nothing. I came home, I didn't even have a hangover. That's how good it was. It was just, you got so drunk that you danced it off and you're good to go.
Yeah.
It was, I remember.
It was a party.
Yeah, it was even
sure.
Aiden had fun.
I know. We got pictures. I got videos.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean, another regret we had is like we thought that the photographer was possibly going to do video, but I think that we didn't address that. So I think he went there and, capture all the pictures that he could, but he didn't do no video. So we're like, what the heck? Who did we hire here? So, it was kind of like another thing that, I didn't really... we possibly regret not informing ourselves correctly, but it was also a budget photographer.
Yeah.
I know. I think it was somebody from college that was doing it for or their resume, and they're like, "I'll do it." I was like, "All right."
We were like, "We'll take it."
Yeah. Oh, the picture was good. The ones that I seen, they were real good.
I thought he did a good job.
He did a good job. It's just we should have just got someone a little more professional, but now
we got videos on the phone.
Yeah, we got cell phone videos.
Yeah,
that's pretty much how we put it together. We just wanted it to be a party, though. We just want everybody to be let loose.
Goal accomplished.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I've been to weddings, not bashing on anyone's, but it's kind of like you're sitting down 90% of the time. And I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, I told her, if this is gonna be a party, it's gonna be a party.
Yeah.
Like, just put buffet out there. One of those things that I worry the most about is everybody eating.
Yeah.
I didn't care if there was like food leftover, food that we throw away, you know, even though I don't want to speak like I throw food away like that. No.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like, you know, you go to parties and they limit you on food and you're like, man, I want another plate. Well, it's gone. You know, like, no, I don't want that problem.
Yeah.
Like, if you have to add extra money to like the food, just make sure everybody eats. I was like, if the party just goes bad, like, fuck it, it goes bad. But I was like, everybody needs to eat, you know?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, yeah, like she said, mission accomplished because it was good. And I talked that part, like the whole waiting, it was probably behind the back of my head for like a whole week. That's how good it was, honestly.
Yeah. That's what we want to do when we get married.
Yeah, when we renew our vows. Yeah.
Yeah, just let it loose, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know during when we were there, I can clearly see you when you were guys gonna get married, the whole ceremony. I was able to see you perfectly fine because you were at view. I couldn't see you because I think there was a pole.
Yeah, it was a pole.
Yeah.
So I couldn't see you. How were you feeling, like, when you saw the people and then like reciting all the vows and all?
Oh man, I mean, it just went I feel like it went by so fast. Like, I just remember seeing all those people, and then I was so grateful that the officiant was like one of my good friends. So we kind of practiced it like a couple times, and he like ran over it, and I was like, all right, it's good. So I felt like it went smoothly, but I was like, I don't know, I just felt like kind of out of your body experience, where you're like looking down and just watching it happen, and you're not really there. Like, that's how it felt. But then I just remember seeing my mom and then handing the rings, and it was just like, oh my, like, I don't know, like one of those memories you're just never gonna forget. But at the same time, it's like you don't even know if it's you, really. But it was good. Like, I thought I really enjoyed it.
I remember seeing a picture of like somebody took an angle where they got you, and like you just looked so happy. Like, you had like the biggest smile on your face, and I was like,
I know. One of my friends said that too. It's like, honestly, you guys just look so happy.
Yeah.
You're just like smiling and laughing the entire time. Like, you guys are just always smiling. And I was like, I mean, like, I don't even remember that, but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, because like I was able to see him like perfectly fine, and I turned around to him and I said like, he's gonna cry. Like, I can see it. Like, he was like fidgety. He was kind of like jumping. I'm like, he's gonna cry. Like, he's gonna tear up or something. He didn't though, but you can tell he was like happy, and he was very nervous.
Yeah, I think we were just super excited that it was like all happening, and we were just crossing the finish line, and it was just like, all right, the party's next. Let's do this.
Yeah, because prior to that, we were probably looking at Haas and all these places like for like 4 or 5 months, you know, and it's just more. Was it more than that? Yeah, around 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just felt like it was never going to be there. So when you got to that finish line, you were celebrating for sure.
Yeah, because we got engaged like a year before. Because we got like, it was what, 2017?
2017.
Yeah,
correct?
when we got engaged, and then we didn't get married till the following year.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it took us a while.
Yeah.
what is your guys' relationships with each other's families?
Oh, we're super close. I think that's the qualities that we both like about each other, that we both value family, and like we both get along with each other's sides. I mean, our families don't really mix as often because my parents are out in San Ramon, and his family's here in Richmond. So we don't see each other as often, but I mean, I think we go and visit, and we value family, and we're super close, and we make sure that, we have that time with each other's families, and, we prioritize them and not forget. So yeah, I think
Yeah, I like her family. Her family's cool.
So when you asked for the blessing, you went all the way to San Ramon?
No, they were in Richmond. They used to live on 34 in Evan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were here.
All right. So they just moved over there.
They moved out there about approximately 2 years now.
Yeah, like 2 years ago. They live with my brother out there.
Yeah, so yeah, they're out there.
All right. That's what's up. But yeah, one of the things that when we started the whole podcast, like there was always like, I have a list and she has a list of people that we want to bring in. Of course, so you guys came up because, we've hanged out with you guys more than a few times, soccer, and then after soccer, we go eat, right? And one of the things that I've told her is like I'm not going to say anything, but like the way I see things, like they make a great couple. And I can see them like starting a whole family with kids and all. And I can just say that like Caliche, you'd probably be be a very good dad because he has that goofy side, you know, and the way he plays with Aiden. You know, like right now we were telling like Aiden, like, oh, Caliche and Jessica are coming over. Caliche's coming over.
Like him. They like him so
like,
much.
Caliche's coming over, and they kept asking like, what time is he coming? Like, is he really coming? Like, yeah, he's coming, but he's gonna be here for a bit. We're gonna talk to us in the podcast. We kind of know about the podcast, but just like kind of saying that, like, you know, I can see you guys are gonna. When you guys do end up having a family, I think you're gonna.
No,
gonna do
I
good.
agree because he's like that with his siblings too.
Yeah.
I mean, his nieces and nephews. Like he's so playful and funny, and like he relates to them, and like he gets to their level, and like has like legitimate conversations, or like he's just into it and actually cares. Yeah. And like they, you know, kids, they see that. Yeah. No, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like the favorite. I'm gonna be the bad cop. He's gonna be the good cop.
I already do that with Turbo.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I you know, kind of wanted to tell you guys that, you know, I think you guys are gonna do good.
You guys are doing good already.
Thanks thanks for the boost of confidence there.
But yeah, do you guys have any other questions? I think, you know, it's
do
funny.
You guys have any questions for us?
Yeah, any question for us? Any advice you might want to know, or I don't know, anything?
Any advice for us?
For us? Yeah, we will take that too.
No, I mean, honestly, I'm happy for your podcast. I mean, I never done one, so you know.
Yeah, we were excited.
Yeah. You were like, "Hey, you want to be part of it?" I was like, "Well, like, let's do it." I was like, I was like, "Man, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. I don't know what questions they have." So it was it's fun being here.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually really refreshing, like sitting down and talking to you guys, because it seems like you guys have had a really, like, you know, chill relationship. Probably I would say different than how we were. Like we've struggled with our relationship. We'll get into that in like another episode or whatever. But we have had. That's why I asked the question. Like, is there anything that you guys have gone through? Like, I'm like. Anything that we can maybe relate to, but it seems like you guys have had like a really chill relationship.
Yeah, we're pretty chill. It's we know each other's buttons, you know. So
yeah,
and we've learned that hard ways too. I mean, we're not perfect. I think we're just, you know, try to be adults about it and know how to handle situations. But I mean, I think everybody goes through their challenges.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing too. It's like you guys. We kind of met each other. We were pretty much kids, and we just had to mature together.
Right.
We had to go through those phases together, and maybe you guys, you know, you guys knew what you guys were looking for and who you were at the time already. So yeah, that helps too.
Yeah.
Maturity.
Yeah.
It hasn't been all perfect, but I mean, we try to get along, and when we do have fights, we pick at each other a little, but then we walk away, take a 5-minute break, come back and just discuss. I mean, like, why wait in 2 or 3 hours? Just smash it within the few minutes. You know, just go on with the day. You know, it's just why burning day of time when you're not going to get it back.
Yeah.
And you know, when it goes a little bit longer, then you know we'll figure out what pisses each other off. Like one of those things about me is like if it goes on for like a while and I just see that she's not coming around, and usually I think the longest one has been like 40 minutes, about an hour. You know, I just go, what's something recorded on the DVR? And it's like one of those, like The Boys, like the final. So I just, like a punk, I just go all the way to the end and then I announce the winner. And then I just grab Turbo right away, go out on a walk before I get beat up. Just bust the results out there, man.
Yeah, he's done that before.
Yeah. So do you guys talk a lot? You know, besides fights, you know, of course, do you guys have long conversations?
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good because I think that's one of the things that we've talked about. It's like communication is so important. Like having like a friendship with each other and like communicating with each other, like that's super important because it's like. I'll go back to the conversation that we had with my cousin. Like he talked about like because he's not with his girlfriend anymore. Or the mother of his child, and he talked about like towards, you know, sometime in the middle or at the end of the relationship is like they used to cross paths and looked at each other like they hated each other, like they didn't even want to see each other alive anymore, you know. So it's just like not letting it get to that point. Like it has to, you guys have to, or you know, communication.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I feel like. Before we even became a couple, I say that we're just really good friends. Like I consider him my best friend. So we're always like talking, and just like it doesn't have to be lovey-dovey stuff either. It's just like getting to know each other, or like we have a lot of the same likes and dislikes, and we like see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. Like we get serious and stuff like that. So I think at the end, like you said, communicating, being like good friends, and at the end of the day, respecting each other, because you know that you're choosing to be with that person. It's not force. Like we could walk away at any moment, and I think it's just understanding, like he said, our boundaries and having that respect for one another. So
I mean, it's like the saying says, "Don't shit on the place where you eat." You know, so, I mean, it's the same thing. You know, in your house, you know, you should treat your house like a you know, like a sanctuary place,
sanctuary
place. You know. We're not perfect, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, definitely one thing when there's issues, just address them.
Yeah.
Just address them. I mean, if you go quiet, I mean, that's just. I mean, we tested that. I think in the beginning of a relationship.
Yeah, I used to just go quiet. Like I wouldn't even talk to him anymore. I would just be quiet because I knew that's how I would get to him. Like, because he's so loud and always talking, and like you said, man, shut up, like be quiet.
Nah, just address it, man. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, just being sometimes just giving up and just letting the other person win goes a long ways. You know, just like we'll do it your way today, and you know,
Compromise.
sometimes
and
sometimes you do it their way, and it's kind of like, dude, I never thought about it. Your way actually is pretty badass, you know. So, so it's just one of those things that it's just like, you know, it's just I don't want to do it, but you have to. Oh, I don't want to. All right, and then we end up doing it. It's like that was the best time of my life.
Like not having too much pride, because I think that gets in the way too. Like if you are too prideful and not able to like accept like when maybe you're wrong or whatever, like apologizing.
You have to accept that. You know, it's one of those things. Like I own it too. Like whatever, let it go. I got it. The other day, I think it was like I went to go walk Turbo, and he wouldn't just go potty, man. And it's like I ended up going into like an area where, you know, I stepped on a whole lot of mud. So I walked in the house. I didn't even look, dude. I think I just went to go wash my hands. Next thing you know, I was like, the whole path was like full of mud from me and Turbo. And she was like, "Whoa, look what you guys did." I was like, "Dude, just let it go. I'll grab the broom, you know? Just go grab the broom, dude. It's like, there's nothing wrong with you just diffusing the situation, grabbing a broom and just sweeping. How long does it take you? 15, 30 seconds? Happy family, dude."
Yeah, it's true. Because, like, you know, like one of the things that we struggled, and I struggled in particular, because the way I was raised is like, if my mom would like get mad at me or piss me off, you know, go to my room, like myself, I ain't want to talk to him.
Shut himself down.
Never. Like that was just the way I was. So when I got into a relationship, she's not like that. She's like, you know, this is bugging me, this is pissing me off, so we're gonna talk about it. And you know, there was a point where like, okay, we'll talk about it. And with me, is like I talk fast. So when I talk fast, sometimes I say things that don't sound. Or
he talks before he thinks.
Yes, and then I like, you know what? Like, you want to talk? You know, we're talking, and I'm messing things up, so I'm not gonna talk. And it's just like, you know, it had to get a point where like I had to like, okay, so she wants to talk, let's talk, but let's talk slowly, and you know, and we're good to a point like, you know, we haven't really fought, you know, since we've had that conversations. Like you know, I have to put myself in that situation where like she wants to talk, okay, we're gonna talk. And like you said, like friendship, it just helps a lot, because like legitimately we talk about this, and she asks me sometimes, "Oh, why do you love me?" Like, "Oh, because you're my best friend," you know? Yeah. And it's true. It's like, I just feel like one of the best things that we could have done was become friends, and of course best friends, because it makes it a lot easier. You know where you're coming from, you know, since we're best friends, like she knows how I really feel, what kind of person I am. So it makes it easy for us to communicate, you know? And it seems like you guys got that. So.
I mean, we tried, dude, but it's just talk about it. It's the one thing. And you know me, I'm a hothead. One of those things is like, if you know, you allow me to reach that level, and this one of the things I think she learned earlier, kind of picked up early, you know, in the relationship, like kind of, okay, this guy's one of those guys that, you know, you don't let go to 100. So
the talking just keeps going and going.
So it's just like
drives it funny.
we just got to the point where like, dude, we accept it. Like, it's my fault. I got it, or something like that. You know, it's just sometimes you just gotta be the loser. And, you know, I'd rather play that than, you know, have problems at home, and you know, you just why.
I have a question for you guys.
What's up?
So, how do you guys handle conflict with the kids around? Do you guys usually just try to keep it low key and then you talk about it later, or is it like you meant like in front of the kids, or how do you guys handle stuff like that?
Ooh, getting put on the spot.
Yeah,
Whoa.
no, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Welcome to Jessica's podcast.
You know, it's I think we've fallen under different scenarios. Like, of course, we don't ever want to fight in front of the kids. You know, we always talked about
Not intentionally.
yeah, but we have had when certain situations escalate, they kind of see it. You know, we both talk about it, and we feel guilty about it. Like they just witnessed a fight. It was a big fight. But the good thing is like we kind of both have shared mentality. Like I can't remember what a fight was for, but it got escalated. And Aiden saw and Adi saw, and they kind of felt it. Like, the whole situation, they felt it.
I think there was this one time where she can remember you getting out of the car because we were arguing in the car. Mm-hmm. And he got out of the car at a stoplight. And Adi will never forget that. Yeah. Like, she remembers her dad walking out of the car because we were fighting. Mm-hmm. And, that was our bad. We let that escalate in front of the kid. Yeah. And then I think the way that we rectify it, though, is we talk to them about it.
Yeah.
We conversate with them and we let them know, even though we had a disagreement, it doesn't mean that we don't love each other. Right. It just means that we need to learn how to be, how to respect each other and how to, like, respect each other's boundaries and just, like, how to communicate in a different way.
Yeah, and I think with that day, it was, like, more of me, like, I wasn't trying to deal with it. I was fed up, and I told him, like, I told Adi, like, it's like I was not right. It wasn't right for me to do that, And I told her, like, I just felt like in a situation we always try to like fix the situation. If it passed already. We fucked it up, but we can always try to fix it. And like talking to him, like, hey, that what you saw is not okay, and I'm sorry, but I messed up. And that's what we ended up doing that day in particular. Like I spoke to her, and even Aiden, like, if I messed up, I'm not too proud to say, what, I'm sorry. You're right. I messed up.
There you go. You got to be the bigger person.
Yeah.
You guys are handling that.
Yeah. Because, we talk about that, and like we can damage kids, anybody can damage kids, and they see like, oh, that's normal in a relationship. And, we need to make sure that we let them know that that's not okay. Yeah. It's something that happened, but, we can fix it.
No, it's actually,
Yeah, no, because I think about that sometimes. It's like
it's traumatic. You know?
When we argue or if we're like having a disagreement, I'm just like, damn, I wonder how we would handle this if there were kids involved. Like, would we act any different, or would we, just be more lenient towards stuff because you don't want to react in front of the kids, and we haven't hit that stage yet, so. Yeah. Sometimes I see Turbo and he'll just go under the bed like, I don't want to deal with y'all. Like, I'm just going to go to the room.
However, though, I think it's important for them to see, because I hear a lot of people's like, they, I can't think of anyone specifically, but I hear people say like, oh, I never saw my parents fight, so how do you know how to handle the situation? I'm not judging or anything, but like, how do you know how to handle the situation when you're with your partner and you're in a fight, like how to like, rectify it,
right.
So we don't filter that. Like we don't like fight, like it gets super loud and we're pushing, whatever. No, we don't do that, but we do have disagreements in front of the kids. We don't filter that from them.
Okay.
But we also let them see us fixing it. Like
that's important.
Yeah. So, just for them to be able to see that, like, oh, they disagreed, but they're fixing it. Like, I personally think that's really important because it shows them, like, how
there's a problem and then there's a solution.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it has also to do with, like, the environment. You see, like, a kid or, children are raised in a hostile environment or in an abusive environment, right? Like, we don't have that here, of course. So I think we weigh in like a lot of our good moments, weigh out, those little arguments that we have. So we can leave a bigger impact when it comes to like, family time, laughs and, giggles over like a fight that happened once or twice. I think that's where we can show them like, it's not bad, and especially the way we handled, even if we mess up. I think that also helps out.
It's real life.
It's usually like, you were supposed to take out the garbage. Why is the garbage still there?
Oh my God, ya vas a empezar. Stuff like
damn, roasting.
But it's little things like that, But I think there's always error. Like, going to be a mistake, and we've made our mistakes here and there. But I think it's how we got out of that hole, and we both like look at each other like I wasn't okay. We gotta talk to him, So yeah.
No, you guys doing all right.
Yeah.
You guys have great kids,
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate you.
We're pretty cool.
We'll keep them.
Yeah, I'll consider it.
They're good kids. I got to know them. I've seen since they were really, really, really small. But as I know them throughout the last few years, it's they're good kids. They're full of life. When a kid is having fun, and when a kid is like miserable. And when I see your kids, you see joy in their lives. You see excitement. They want to see their mom. They want to see their dad. They're happy to be with you guys. They go to the soccer field. They want Mario to be coaching them, teaching them things, or they Graciela, not playing soccer, but over there in the back with Aiden kicking the ball, just bonding with them, and that shit goes a long way, So I see the good parenting there, Like I said earlier, you guys are all motivation at the end of the day, and doing it right.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Yep. Yep. So, you guys have any other more questions? I think we're pretty much wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you guys.
No, thank you for having us. Yeah, it's fun. It's weird, But it's people that I know, so you're able to cut loose a little. It's not too bad.
Yeah. No, and it's good because we want to bring people kind of get their perspective on what's making it work. And one thing that I'm taking is friendship and communication is definitely one of them. And we've had similarities to where our communication and our friendship has helped us, and it's obviously working here. So it's anybody else is listening, and then they might, take that into consideration.
Yeah, you just got to like somebody else's hobbies, sometimes there's hobbies, that I pick up that I never had before, and there's hobbies that she picked up and accidentally fell in love with. So,
Yeah, it's kind of like what she was mentioning. You guys like going to breweries, right? And then I also see you guys like walking turbo and going for hikes, and now you guys are
biking.
We're mountain bikers.
Yeah, and that's things you guys have in common, and that kind of makes a bond a lot stronger.
You guys have a YouTube channel, right?
No? It's in the process.
Plug it in.
We added a couple things, but you just never uploaded it. It's just it's weird. I mean, I give it to you guys. You guys just went in there, It's like me, man, that's kind of like me and my personal life, or stuff like that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So but it's in the work. We have I added a couple of things, but I just never uploaded them. But just one of those things,
Yeah, but you guys enjoy it, so it's we can tell even if it's pictures, we see that looked like fun.
I didn't know she was gonna enjoy it. It was like I said, hey, I'm gonna go buy a mountain bike. And she was like, I want one too. I was like, now you're getting a scooter. She was like, no, I want a bike.
Yeah.
So we went down to the bike shop, and it just started. I didn't think she was going to ride. So I got her the cheapest damn bike they had there. And, it's just, I felt bad over time because she needed a better bike. So, I kept upgrading, and then she was looking at me like, bro, you still got me on my cheap bike. I was like, you lucky it's not a scooter. So, it just ended up, just committing and, got it, get it. And she also bought her, her dream bike. So, she'd be out there ripping.
That's what's up.
Nice.
So how long do you guys bike for? If you go to a trail, how long does it take you?
It depends.
Yeah, it depends where you go.
My favorite backyard, my favorite trail is Crockett, and there it's you can make it as long as you want. So there's days where we just want to get a quick ride in, mostly Fridays. Huh?
Yeah, Fridays.
So we pack a Friday. We just want to unwind, so we pack a beer, mostly from Ace Brothers. So shout out to Ace Brothers.
Shout out, yeah. Good beer. They do.
Yeah.
I like them. It's not the greatest beer, but it's really damn good beer. It's
I think so.
Yeah, it's I have my favorites there.
And after climbing, oh my God, the beer tastes like water. It's so good.
And the thing that separates East Brothers from a lot of people is, do they treat you like human? You go there, and you're treated, you're welcome. But going back to the bike, just pack a beer on the backpack, and get to the top, and that's usually a very short route. It's 2.5 miles to go up there. You drink that beer. There's actually a bench there, so if you're in the on the top, drink that beer and either just bomb it down, but you also go into this other area and another area and another area. So you go at the end of the day if you want to put down a good 13, 14, 15 miles. But
Wow,
that's what's up.
Yeah, but normally it's 5 to 6 miles. When we do a ride, it takes an hour to do it.
I always aim to get at least 10 miles. That's my
Yeah.
thing. That's my thing. You know, if I don't get 10 miles, I'm not satisfied. So, yeah, some days, you know, I go there and I'm like, man, I still wanted to keep going. And you get good over time. It's like soccer. You know, you start in this rough because you don't have your breathing down. But these days, just hop in the bike and it's like I got my conditioning now. So I was like, I'm pedaling and I'm seeing others struggle. And I'm like, I was there once.
Yeah, that's what's up. And when did you guys start biking, trailing?
So I biked all my life. So one of those things about me is that I always bike, but I was just occasional bike. So let's just put it that way. You know, have a bike in the backyard, and once in a while I just grab it and just pedal once or two times. But officially now close to 2 years.
So we bought your bike November of 2019.
So you know, November and
Before the pandemic, because then all the bikes started selling out because it's like the hot commodity of the whole thing, like that, dogs and toilet paper. It was like nothing. But luckily we already had our bikes by then. But then the trails, man, they just started getting destroyed because now everybody's going outside because they have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now it's getting better. But yeah, we were there before for the crazy stuff. We were the OGs.
The OGs.
And one of those things about biking, you know, it's just you go to a sane place. You go into like in a place where, you know, road is, you know, out of the picture. You know, you don't see people. You may see like just other bikers occasionally here and there, but there's a lot of people. It's just so big, you don't see a lot of people. But where I was going with this is like sometimes we're not on the same page and we're like in different pages, and she's like upset over one thing, and even though we talked about it, but once we get to the road, 2 or 3 minutes of pedaling, you know, it's like, you know,
You
it
just
clears your mind, and, you know, next thing you know, like, hey there, best friend.
Hey, best friend.
Therapeutic. Yeah, that's what's up.
It's definitely, that's what it has been for us. And, you know, last year we put close to 2,000 miles of biking in, you know, in the year. And this year, you know, I think we're going to be on track to beat that. But yeah, it's good. Biking's good. I recommend it. Go get a bike.
We have one. We just haven't. We used it once.
Oh my!
Once it was like 3 miles, and then we're done.
And you guys ever check it out? Point Richmond. We were just there. I had growing up. I went to Point Richmond over by the Richmond's Plunge. You know, Keller's Beach area. That was the park. I was there pretty often. I'm pretty sure a lot of us were. And I noticed at the backside, you know, where you used to jump the fence to go get the crabs. You know, they actually opened that up. So now it's from the start, from where you get to the Keller Beach area. Now there's actually a trail path from right there that you could ride all the way to the outside to this like extension that they built towards the back. And at the end of the day, it's pretty badass. You should go check it out there with the bikes or just with the kids and walk around.
That's what's up. Yeah, we'll check it out. Yeah, it was behind the plunge.
No. You go through the tunnel and the beach is right away on the right side.
Right.
You can start parking there, and you just walk down a little, and you'll see the trail, dude. The trail.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen it.
It's like shoreline.
Yeah. I think I've seen it.
It's like following the train tracks
Yeah,
all the
okay.
way back.
Yeah.
But they extended it, and so actually I was like, whoa, you know, I hadn't been here in like 5 years, and I was like, damn, this place is like brand new, and it's really nice now. Yeah. There's like a new park that they're taking care of way in the back, so I'm like, damn, okay.
I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah.
There's a fishing like dock there, and I never knew about that.
Oh, shit.
All the way in the end, right?
Yeah, that pier.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I seen that.
Yeah.
We'll check it out for sure.
Nice.
Cool. All right, guys. I think that is pretty much it. No, thank you for joining us. It was fun.
Thank
You know,
you.
Thank you for having
being
us.
here.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I definitely got some, good stuff from you guys, and I like it, and, happy to see where you guys are at and excited for you guys for the
No, we
future.
haven't seen each other in a while.
I know,
huh?
since
soccer.
Yeah, I know. It sucks.
Since
It
everything
sucks.
closed.
I know.
COVID's been almost a year. No, more than
More
Every
than
Thursday we
more
used to
than-
go out to eat.
Yeah. Go burn out the workout we had just done.
I definitely miss it, but it's back. Hey, I got an email the other day saying
Yeah,
they're
me
starting
too.
up again in Orinda outdoor,
Yeah.
and I'm down.
Yeah, I'm Moraga, Renda.
Yeah,
Lafayette.
I'll line up Marlon.
I know. He did move back, huh?
He's here.
Yeah, I know. All right, but thank you guys. Thank you for coming in. We really do appreciate you.
Right on. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe we can do this again next time.
All right.
Yeah.
Part 2 coming soon.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in.